Bass fishing is everything to me. It's medicine for my mind. It doesn't matter if I'm catching 100 fish or 0 fish. Just being out there is my happy place. I was bred for bass.
What is up, guys? It is Matt from Bred for Bass. I've talked to a lot of you guys that are still waiting for your Bass Tracker Classic XL to finally arrive. I know what you're going through, and you're not alone. There's a lot of you out there that are waiting for your boat to come in. Tracker boats are backed up, and these boats are just selling like hotcakes, man. If I had to bet, I'd say these are the hottest selling boat in the United States right now. You just can't beat them for the price. But be patient. They might have told you 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and it's been 8 weeks. But be patient. I know it's hard, but be patient. You will love the boat when you get it. It's well worth it. If you bought the boat without actually looking at the boat, it's bigger in person than what it looks like in the picture. That was my concern when I bought it. I didn't even see one when I bought it. I ordered it without ever even seeing it. When I saw it, it's much bigger than you think. It's still a small boat, but it's plenty. It's going to be plenty for what you need, I promise. But while you are waiting, I figured it'd be a good time to show you some things about the boat that might save you some headaches down the road. There's a lot of things that my dealer did not go over with me, and I either found out the hard way or the long way. Now, fortunately, I'm part of the Bass Tracker Classic XL Facebook groups, and everybody on there is super amazing, and they've helped me out so much with my boat. So I figured today I would take the time to go through all the little nuances and the little things about the boat that people ask questions about all the time, that hopefully can help you out and make your life a little bit easier when you finally do get your boat. Some of the things might be problems that may occur. Some of the things might be things to prevent problems that may occur. I want to show you everything that I can think of right now. We'll get right to it, quick, sweet, right to the point. All right, first let's go over the cover. First of all, I highly recommend you to get the cover, especially if you're like me and you're going to be leaving your boat outside the majority of the time. Some people got poles with their boat for their cover. I actually didn't get no poles, but you don't need the poles. If you're putting your cover on, leave both seats in on the pedestals with the seats facing forward towards the bow of the boat. That'll give you, when you put your cover on, the right angle for water to run off of. Second thing with the cover, when you go to put your cover on, you want to turn the trolling motor facing inwards, not out, in. If you have it out, then the trolling motor prop will sit right here and the cover will be right against it very tightly, and it'll want to almost rip through it. And I just learned that recently. So when you go to put your cover on, just take the head of your trolling motor and flip it to where it's facing inside towards the middle of the boat. All right, starting at the back of the boat. And this might seem like common sense to most, but your drain plug. This is what the drain plug is going to look like they're going to send you more than likely. When you put this drain plug in, into this hole, when you tighten it up, like this, it should get very tight, and you cannot pull it out. So the one I got was actually bad, and I could pull it out. It would never get tight. I could just pull it out. I mean, it was in there snug, but I could just pull it out with my fingers, and it never got so tight to where I would stop turning it. So make sure you check that, because I didn't know. I thought it was in there right, and I ended up getting water in the back of my boat. All right, now getting in the back compartment. You can see when you get your boat, your gas tank is going to be on the right side. You're going to have 2 batteries, your gas tank on the right. I added a 3rd battery, onboard charger, moved my gas tank to the left. Okay, so my gas tank's on the left, yours will be on the right. But you're going to notice on your gas tank, you're going to have this quick connect piece right here that connects the tank to the motor. This piece has a tendency to come apart very easily. Some guys say they haven't had no issues with theirs. Some people say theirs comes apart like nothing. I had issues with mine coming apart. So what I did, as you can see right there, I put 2 tie wraps around it. I went right around between the lever and through that hole, and I did it on both sides to hold that thing together. Because that thing comes apart, run down the water, and then your motor's gonna be starting for gas, and your motor's gonna shut down. And you're gonna be leaking gas all in the back of your boat. Quick, easy thing to do right there is to tie wrap it together. On the gas tank itself, you wanna make sure when you're out on the water running that this vent right here is all the way open on the top of it. You gotta allow the gas tank to breathe. It just swells up, and what it'll do is it will choke the motor for gas. So it's very, very crucial that you leave this vent open when you're on the water. Some people close theirs when they're traveling down the road. I just leave mine open, to be honest, all the time. But if you can remember, close it while you're traveling, open it while you're on the water. Simple as that. And the last thing I can tell you about the back of the boat is when you get your boat, there's going to be metal shavings in the back for where they drill down the battery trays, where they put the screws in to hold the gas can strap. There's going to be a lot of metal shavings. Make sure you suck those metal shavings out of the back of the boat, because the factory 99% of the time don't do it. If not, you take the chance of sucking those metal shavings up into your bilge pump. Okay, and also, if you ever get water in your boat, like I did, you'll notice a bunch of more shavings floating down back here in the bilge area. Because all throughout the boat, they did not clean up after themselves. Bad quality control. I was sucking metal shavings out of my boat for I don't know how long. So my tip or one suggestion I could give you is put your boat on flat level ground, fill this area up with a garden hose, put the plug in, fill this whole bilge area up with water. Then jack up the front of your boat and let all the shavings, and then pull the plug and let all the shavings wash to the back. Shot back them all out. That'll help prevent from, when you're out on the water, metal shavings sucking up in your bilge pump. Now getting into the trailer. When you go to grease your bearings and you got to pop this cap off, here's how you do it. I don't have a screwdriver on me, but this little notch right here, you just stick a flathead screwdriver down in here and you twist it. You don't pry it, you twist it. And it'll pop this cap right off. It'll give you access to your bearings and you can fill them up with grease. Now getting under the trailer. You're going to notice when you first bring your boat home, your trailer is going to be nice and quiet. But after about 4 or 5 trips, it's going to start to squeak a little bit. Here's how you fix that squeak. Some people don't care about the squeak. I personally hated it. It drove me crazy. It started squeaking so loud I couldn't even stand it no more. Here's what you got to do. Right here underneath the trailer, on the axle, are these leaf springs. There's one on both sides. You can see the one over there. This part right here, I don't even know what this part is called. But if you squirt WD-40 up in there, around this bolt, up inside of here, all up in there, and there's one here, and then there's one on the other side of the axle. I don't know if you can see it back there. You can see where it kind of loops back up. Put WD-40 on those right there, and it'll take care of all the squeaking 99% of the time. Now getting to the inside of the boat comes with a Hook 4X by Lowrance. It's a piece of garbage. Most people want to upgrade their electronics. If you want to upgrade something at the console, here's how you do it. Obviously, you got to take the old transducer off, you mount your new transducer. I'm not going to get into all that. In order to run your wiring, this piece right here has screws in it. They're spread out on this lower lip through here. I think there's 3 or 4 of them. And then this piece pops off. You get up to here, this part at the throttle handle, you see that there's a screw down there. There's one right there. Okay, and I believe there might have been 3 in here, and I might have lost one, but I know there's at least 2. You take those 2 out, and then this whole piece right here should come off. And actually, there's a screw here, and a screw here. So 4 screws. That one, and the 2 down there will take this whole panel off. Now, if you're having issues getting it off, just kind of shake the throttle handle a little bit, and it'll help loosen that piece up. That'll give you access to get your transducer wire from the back of the boat through these panels. Then I just dove down right here, and I came out right here of my transducer wire. So that's how you do that. When you go to tie in your electronics, this up under here, there's a big hole. I don't know if you can see. I'll see if I can get my phone up there. There's a hole underneath the console, and it's just a rat's nest of shit piled up in there. It doesn't look good, but that's where all your connections are. You just pull all that crap down. Some people clean theirs up. I didn't really do much with mine. I just tied into the old positive and negative that was feeding the old Lowrance unit, and that's how I got power to my unit. Getting to the front of the boat, and I told you in the very first clip about turning your trolling motor the other direction. Your trolling motor is going to want to hang this way. So when you're putting your cover on, you want to flip it this direction. That way your prop is towards the middle of the boat and not out here. If you want to add electronics to the front of the boat, this panel right here, there's screws in it, and you take this panel off. Once you get this panel off, underneath this plug, underneath this panel, there's a hole that this wire runs up through, that runs into the bottom of this plug. In that hole, and you might have to shine a flashlight down in there, you might have to fish it a little bit, there should be 2 wires already there, capped off, ready for you to plug into, a positive and negative, to plug your new electronics into if you want to add them up on the front of the boat. Now, if you want to run this off the transducer, off the back of the boat, and then you're going to either get units that you can interlink, which I didn't do that. I can interlink them, but I didn't. I just put a separate transducer on my trolling motor, as you can see right here. So I ran my transducer cable through here. This is something I added, this gland underneath this. So simple as that. There's already wire up there. You don't have to pull new wire if you don't want, and that'll get you electronics on the front of the boat. One other thing on the inside of the boat, if you ever need to get to your live well hoses, there's a panel right here up underneath your console, and there's two screws in it. They're like right there in the middle. There's one there and one there. A lot of the screws in this boat, especially when you first get it, they're hard to find in the carpet. People say use a magnet. Well, your screws should be stainless steel, and stainless is not magnetic, so it can be hard to find, but they are in there. You just gotta dig for them a little bit. But if you take that panel off, you'll see the backside of your live well and all your connections right there. All right, guys, concluding this video, there is a couple of things I did leave out. If you go to add electronics in your boat, make sure you unhook your batteries, especially your cranking battery, because that's where you're going to tie your electronics into. If you short that out, you take the risk of blowing a fuse. I highly suggest just buying a fuse kit off Amazon. I got one, like a 300-piece fuse kit of all different size fuses for like $15. I just keep it in the boat. Another thing is, if you're like me and you travel a long ways to pick up your boat, whatever dealership you bought your boat from, say you bought your Bass Tracker Classic XL from a dealership 4 hours away from your house because they had one in stock. If you ever need to have your boat serviced, you can take it to any tracker dealer. It doesn't have to be the one you bought it from. Also, with your Mercury motor, you could take it to any Mercury dealer. It doesn't have to be the dealership you bought your boat from. You can go down the road, to a Lund dealership, if there's one close to you that deals Mercury motors, and they'll take a look at your motor while it's under warranty. So there's a lot of things to remember that's important. I hope you guys liked the video. We're doing a giveaway this Friday. Check back through 2 videos ago if you want to enter to win some cool free bass fishing lures, some stuff for the boat. Make sure you get on that video, hit that like button, subscribe if you would, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.